Welcome back to The Five. Well, have you guys been following the case out of Missouri of the little missing baby Lisa? Well, tonight there are brand new developments coming to us from Fox's own Megyn Kelly. She sat down with the parents for an exclusive interview this weekend, and we want to start with one of the bombshells from it. The 11-month-old's mother admitting to America Live that she was drunk the night her daughter disappeared. Take a listen.
Let's talk about the wine. How much did you consume that day?
I had several glasses of wine.
When you say several, more than 3?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with her.
More than 5?
Probably.
Were you drunk?
Yeah.
Do you have a drinking problem?
No.
Possible you had a blackout?
It's a possibility. I mean, just like anybody else, when you drink, you don't remember the things that happen.
Megyn's interview was very extensive. It wasn't exclusive, but it went on for 2 hours, and there were some real bombshell developments in this interview. Kimberly, let me start with what she just said there, which was she first acknowledges to Megyn that she was drunk and that she had over 5 glasses of wine, the wine out of the box, the cheap stuff, and that she had essentially blacked out and really can't account for her own behavior that night that her daughter disappeared.
Well, it's a problem because of, credibility issues, that she has a number of inconsistencies. And this is something significant, that if your child, as a mother, I'm telling you, your child's missing, you're going to tell the police absolutely everything. You're not going to make it about yourself and be embarrassed to say that you were drinking, that you were intoxicated, passed out. They need to know that. They need to know that it's possible that an intruder could have come in, taken the baby, and gone unnoticed by the mother or the kids in the house and gotten away with the child. And also 2 cell phones were taken. They were track phones, the ones where you can't actually make an outgoing. You can receive an incoming call. That's also very unusual. And I think there's some theories that perhaps she now alluded to this, the fact that she was intoxicated, because it sets up the possibility that someone else could have done it. It sort of shifts a little bit of the focus from her as a main suspect on it.
Bob, Megyn asked her if she thought she had a drinking problem, and she said no, and she kind of dismissed it out of hand. You're a recovering alcoholic. What does this exchange tell you about this mother?
Well, first of all, one thing that we ought to be clear about here, most people who drink do not black out. And if she says she blacks out, alcoholics black out. I have many times myself when I was drinking. It is a very advanced stage of drinking when you have a blackout like that. So I don't know whether she knew what she was talking about, but there were some indications from her neighbors that she did drink a lot. I know that Greg likes that box wine himself. But it occurs to me, just looking at her and listening to her, having worked with an awful lot of alcoholics, this woman probably does have a drinking problem. Now, what that does for her legally, I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether that gives you a cover or not.
Well, she did mention to Megyn that she actually started to change her story about the time she put the child to bed. Let's roll that.
What time did you put Lisa down to bed initially?
6:40.
Okay, and that's her normal bedtime?
No, it's usually between 7:30 and 8, but she had been kind of fussy.
So the last time you saw your daughter alive in your home was when you put her down at 6:40?
When I put her down, yeah.
So, Eric, you're a father, right? This is a 4-hour discrepancy. This is not 5 minutes.
There are so many discrepancies, the timeline, the wine, whatever, the window screen that was kicked in from the outside, the barking dog that no one ever heard, the 2 kids. And then you have to go to this, and it's just the logic. It's not accusation at all, but you have to go to this. Why would you sit down with Megyn Kelly for 2 hours if there's no, I mean, if my kid was gone, I'd be, get out of here, media. I just want to find my kid. I don't want to try and explain myself. You would probably be hysterical.
And she did have some crying jags in it. But
it doesn't feel right.
What does this tell you? I mean, we've seen these episodes before, right? Where you have parents or a mother or a father, and they're pretty much almost always the #1 suspect, right? It's like a spousal abuse or when a spouse disappears.
I just got the one thing you always pick up on little things, and I always wonder, like, why is boxed wine important? Why isn't it just wine? But everybody has to say boxed wine, as though that has to play into this, I don't know, stereotype of this family. But I just sit there and I look at the guy, and I'm going like the entire time, because I'm a guy, and you're going like, this is somebody you love,
right?
And could this person be lying to me? You know, that's the thing. I look at him. I'm watching him during the interview, trying to see if there are any tells in his face, or if he just has to go, look, you know what? I wasn't there. I have to trust him.
He seems totally checked out. If you see him during it, he's just like, well, I don't know what to say about the fact that she was, you know, drunk and never checked on the child. But just to let everyone know, they did hire an attorney. Joe Tacopina is actually representing the couple in this case, so that's also part of the reason.
Is this the biological father?
Yes.
He is.
Yes.
But they're not married. But wasn't the father, didn't the father confirm some of these stories about the thing being pushed in and the door being unlocked and the lights on? Didn't the father he came back from work at 4 a.m.?
4 a.m., yeah.
Right? So he's either, this actually happened, those things, or he's covering for it, right?
No, I'm not saying they didn't happen, but there was a dog that they said barked at everything, a neighbor's dog. This all went down and no one heard it.
What about the two boys? They have two boys? I mean, it could be, maybe there's a story there about the family that she's covering.
Well, they have interviewed a handyman who lives in the neighborhood who does odd jobs, and also now Kimberly, the FBI is involved.
The FBI is involved, and they're going to do what they've done: have checked the area for registered sex offenders, people who have had problems dealing with children, etc. They'll look at that to see if somebody actually watched, knew she was drinking a lot or something, and it was an opportunity at that point to go in and take.
They always go after the handyman.
Yeah,
you know that? There's always a handyman. Always a handyman.
Right?
Yeah, because it's always the guy who...
Elizabeth Smart, hello.
Well, I hope to God that this baby is okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll be following this story. After this quick break, we're going to talk about a story that really irritates me. A principal banning all fall holidays from school. Can you believe that? Well, I guess, yeah, you can, because it's happening. We're going to tell you why next on The Five.
No holidays.